the future? Do you see a vision of a guy with the hibachi grill on his chest at the game, flipping people chicken and shrimp and beef, and serving up the fried rice, and then when he sets the onion on fire on top of the hibachi grill? Can you
Now,
see
wait a
a
second.
future where fans are catching shrimp in the air and row O?
You want to do this? You want to do this like in the seats, like how the beer guy brings it. I mean, there's got to be some legal. I mean, you got to be burning people, and like there's gonna be flames around. Like
no rules.
I don't want to be the lawyer here. I wish I could play one on TV. It's a lucrative job, but I don't think that's legal. That you could have like a hot flame out in a crowd of people, thousands of people at a sporting event, and they're just. And I know those guys are professionals, but I don't know how well it would go. It just takes one drunk to fall down the stairs and knock them into a family of four. And
you used to be
I'm sorry.
ahead of the curve and living dangerously. Not
I'm all
afraid
for
of
it
fires
in the
people.
concourse.
Did
like
you see the
I
guy?
think they could be throwing the shrimp and everything all over the place in the concourse, and why not?
Did you see the guy on the subway that set the lady on fire, killed her?
I did see that. Yeah, I saw that.
He got murder one. He's done. He's a immigrant,
he should be.
as they call him.
Yeah.
And his life is over. A woman was sleeping on the subway, and he set her on fire, and she burned to death on the subway. And then you're worried about a hibachi grill in the seats? I mean, this is the future. Frank the Tank's with me on this. R.A. Dickey's on this with me. And you've just, really... I mean, I thought you and I.
It's not like I said it was It's not like I said I wouldn't like to see it. I'm just giving you the others. There could be some legal issues with that. There could just you don't want to. A lot of people get upset. Hal will pick up the freight. He's good at that. Hal likes to pick up the freight when he goes through 5 games on Christmas Day in the NBA. Why don't we start noon East tip at the Garden? Wembenyama in town against the Knicks. Knicks minus 9.5, 223.5 the total.
The unicorn will be shut down on Christmas by the Knicks. The Knicks are too good for the Spurs. Knicks by 12 at least.
Yeah, Knicks are a lot better than them. Maybe you get a big, Wemby on Christmas Day putting on a show. Maybe you get a unicorn. The Timberwolves have lost 3 in a row. They're in Dallas against the Mavericks. Of course, these two met in the playoffs last year. Dallas minus 5.5, 221.5 the total.
Yeah, I'm on the Mavericks and Luka to crybaby. I think I told you last night that the T-Wolves are going to lose, that they've been playing poorly the last few games, and they have not figured it out yet. They had played – this is how they played at the beginning of the season. They played poorly. Then they started figuring it out and winning, got to 2 games over 500, and now they've dropped those 2 games. Give me the Mavericks.
The Sixers will be in Boston against the Celtics. Celtics minus 10.5, 222.5 the total.
I think this is Boston. I really do. The back door's open with Maxey. I think it'll always be there for the Sixers to cover. But, the Celtics lost last night in, Orlando. They don't lose 2 in a row. They're going to go home on Christmas Day, and they are going to spank the Sixers at the Garden.
Lakers will be in San Francisco against the Warriors. Minus 3.5 for the Warriors. 223.5 is the total.
Yeah, I like the Dubs at the Chase. Now, I know that they lost to the Pacers. I know they lost to the Grizzlies and the Mavs and the Rockets and the T-Wolves. They haven't been playing well, but they turn around and beat the T-Wolves. I like them. I think they'll, they lost twice out of 3 games to the T-Wolves. Already played them a bunch. I know that they're not a good team, but I'm going to take Steph Curry on Christmas Day in San Francisco and Kuminga and Wiggins and Green and the Dubs to beat the below average Lakers. The Lakers right now are going nowhere fast. Coach Young is my boy, and he's our hoop extraordinaire, analyst, insider, guru. I know you've watched and listened to Aisle Seat, or the Betting Above the Rim podcast. I get so used to calling Carver High's Aisle Seat podcast the founder. I get crossed up. I want to show you something, Coach. As you know, I won another championship last night, number 12, and I just wanted to pull up because what they do is they show my season. I barely played. These guys are all, they don't come out of the game. They're all superstars. They never want to come out of the game ever. They're never tired. Meanwhile, I'm in a game 4 minutes in. I'm like, come in and get me. I'm dying over here. And then when I go over 165 with my heart rate, I'm like, get in. I need a break. And then last night I knew I wasn't playing, so I brought rum to the game in a mug hidden. It was a great idea. But anyway, and people say, oh, you shouldn't be driving. I'm 240 pounds. One rum's not going to get me buzzed. Let me tell you something, honey. I need 15 of them to get me to not get behind the wheel. Don't drink and drive, kids. And also, don't listen to Luca at his Foundation Youth Sports Academy when he teaches you how to bitch to the refs. Anyway, here's my season. 45 points in 8 games, 20 rebounds, 12 dimes. I shot 55% from the floor, and yet I never play. Honestly, those are some sick numbers for, honestly, for a guy that never plays, an old bum like me. 18 was my season high, and I shoot 55% from the floor. Who in the NBA shoots 55% from the floor besides no one?
Hey, just you. And I don't want to apologize. Before we came out of a commercial break, I called Pharrell Jack Haley. After disrespect to Pharrell, I'm going to go with, ready? Scott Williams of the Bulls teams that won 3 in a row. Scott Williams, sometimes he didn't play in some of the bigger games, but in some of those other games, serviceable big man, threw them balls around, hit a couple of shots. Shout out to Scotty Williams Pharrell on his 12th championship. Bill who? Bill Russell, what? Who needs Russell when you got Pharrell and his 12 chips?
And how about this, Coach? And I got up this morning and I went and played ball for 90 minutes. And I got to tell you, I never hustled once the entire 90 minutes. I just kept I posted people up. I scored at will inside. And then I made great dimes I played with these 3 great players. When I play with great players, I know how to hit them when they're cutting. And I know how to get it down into the low post or above the defender. And I played this morning soaking wet after drinking last night heavily. And then just sweating it out. I think the guy guarding me, this brother named Sean, who was knocking down shots. Remember where he goes, you smell like rum. I said, I had 15 of them last night, Sean.
Remember, folks, only 1 before the game. The 14 after is when he got home. Yeah, and I've talked to Pharrell. He's got this like Indiana cup.
Yeah.
Like a drink is like 4 drinks. Like it's like a super big gulp is that he kind of gets into. So shout out to Pharrell winning the chip last night. It's nice. And Chop is off to a good start, so that's good. Chop, this is Uncle JY here,
They're
Uncle
better.
Coach.
They're better. Her team is better.
Keep shooting the ball.
She had a tough time being shadowed. This girl was all over her. She made 4 threes in the first half. So they came out in the second half, and this girl was literally like stink on Shaq all over her, in her face. Never left her. She was up in her face, running right in her face the entire second half. She never touched the ball. And that's why I call the head coach available. She's always available to coach. She just doesn't know how to coach. Can you set an effing screen for the girl? She's the only guy that can shoot on the whole team. And you can't get someone to stick their body on her defender and get her free and get her the rock. How stupid are you? Honestly, now I hope she doesn't watch my show, but she is misavailable. And if I coach, I could coach him drunk and I'd win 20 games with a movement, motion, Bob Knight offense, setting screens and movement. And coach would win 30 games and a state championship. This girl, I went to the game. So I have to tell you this. I may keep you on 2 segments. I went to the game Saturday, right? And I'm sitting there with 34C and her trainer, my guy Maserati. He trains her around here long before you came into her life. So he goes to the games and watches her. And he was a high school state champion twice and a phenom as a child player in high school. His dad was a legendary coach at Teaneck. And he's sitting at the game. My wife's sitting at the game. And I'm just going nuts. Like, I'm losing my mind. Like, I can't even watch them. Their offense is so zip. They have that zip offense. And it's so awful. And it's like, I don't want to be mean here, but it really is kind of palsy. No offense to anyone. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm saying, like, when they throw the ball to these girls, they can't catch it. They're like, oh, and the ball goes out of bounds. They just move it and pass it until someone makes a mistake. They never get a shot off. And I'm sitting there going, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm like, oh my God, she can't even hit a left. And then my wife and this guy are telling me to shut up because I'm so loud and my voice carries. And I'm like, you know what? It's either you want me to come to the game or you don't. I mean, honestly, like, I can't watch crappy basketball coach and not be affected emotionally where I start cussing like Bob Knight and watching the game. I can't even stand it. When I watch crappy basketball and I'm in the stands, I just can't control myself. I'm going to have a stroke.
Listen, we may have to get you some kind of help. I mean, this is some serious business here, you know. And listen, for folks who don't notice, Pharrell's my guy, right? And Chop's like my niece. So as a coach, anytime
you went to her game, and she was so bad in that game at Hoop Heaven or whatever it was called. What was it down that place down there? We went Hoop Group. And they were so bad. This is what he said to me. He goes, right in the middle of the game, they're getting schooled by 25. He goes, "You want a popcorn?" And he left. He never came.
I'll tell you what.
That was
a good. That was a great popcorn, though.
Don't tell me. I know you like the back of my hand. I know your girl. I know your girls. I know everything. I know where you drink in the summer. Do not lie to me. You'll get mad watching crappy basketball. You do.
Anyway, speaking of crappy basketball, what about last night, Pharrell, in the city of brotherly love? I mean, yeah. Joel Embiid. I mean, this guy. This guy was going to beat up a female referee.
Yeah,
and by the way, shout out to the ref. Shout out to whatever her name was for not only throwing out Joel Embiid, but the Andre Drummond. You're tossed. No. I messed up. You're not tossed. And here comes Andre Drummond coming out of the locker room like it's Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania, putting his jersey back on. Shout out to that train wreck of a game last night and the train wreck we call the Philadelphia 76ers.
So give me plays for tomorrow. They're telling me one segment. We got to keep moving here. So
wait, what segment?
On Christmas. And you think they'd let you stay on for a double and tell me about your Christmas plans? And
it's terrible. I can't believe they're doing this to me. But listen, I'm on for 2, but that's okay. I'll tell them anyway. Knicks -9 versus San Antonio. Listen. I think the Knicks get the job done. Timberwolves +5.5. This is a player because I think they're so bad they got to turn it around. Embiid double. Listen, Pharrell, it was crazy how he got thrown out of the game. I think he gets a double tomorrow, and he gets. I'm not saying they win or cover. He'll be okay. And then Aaron Gordon, sneaky bet over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think he gets their points and rebounds, won't even need the assists.
All right, so I forget which segment. Is this the one we go out now or at the bottom? Because I'll bring him back for another dose of Coach Young because I am not satisfied with this at this level. Well, It's Christmas Eve. We need to take our game to an entirely different level. Like, we used to do 4-hour shows together. What is this 10-minute bullshit? I can't. What can I accomplish in 10 minutes? I don't even get sweating yet. I can't even score 15 points until I've been out there at least a half hour.
You got to sweat out the rum, though. The rum. You got to sweat out the rum.
Coach, in your opinion, if you had a kid like Chop that could shoot like she does, and someone's all over her like a shadow, and they realize that she can score, so there's no high school coach in New Jersey or New York that won't shut that down. Like, we're, at halftime, they're like, we gotta stop 35. She's just scoring too much. So how do you tell a coach that can't coach? How do you tell her? I told Chop to say something in practice or in the huddle, like, to either her or the assistant. She's like, can't you get me like some screens and get me open? Can't we set up something to get me open? Like, did you see me guarded by this girl on Saturday. This girl shut her down. It was like the LA freeway at 5:00, shut down. I mean, she never scored again. She never touched the ball again. And I said to her, you got to tell them in a huddle or at practice, you got to set screens for me. What are we doing here? Because if I go over and tell her, my wife's going to divorce me. Like, she wants me to not go to any games. I told the ref, she got tackled, Chop, on a play. She got tackled, and there was no call. But every time they touched this other team, they went to the line. And I was like, what is this, the NFL? And my voice bounced off 4 walls in this gym, this small gym. And
hey, listen.
34C, she's at halftime, she sat next to the guy on the other side of me. She wouldn't sit next to me anymore. She don't want to know me because I can't take it. I just can't. I can't take it. What do I do? What do I do in this conundrum?
All right. Well, first things first, Pharrell. I mean, I think Steph's got about 48 other reasons why she may divorce you than screaming at a basketball game. I've met Steph. There's other things that I'm not airing your dirty laundry on the air. But listen, Pharrell, very simply put,
Frank, and the tequila.
Listen, you got to run off screens, Pharrell. I mean, it's simply put, you just can't. Just don't put baby in the corner. You know what I'm saying? She can run a dribble handoff, send a fake wake screen, send her back, flare screen action, staggers. Hey, I'm gonna be like Bubba Gump, right? From Forrest Gump. There's back screens, there's flex screens, there's double screens, there's down screens, there's flare screens, there's elevator screens, there's pin down screens, there's screens on the ball, there's screens off the ball, there's screens on inbounds plays, there's screens off the press, there's screens in transition. Just set the girl a damn screen. That's all I want you to do. Set her a screen and Chop will get fixed. And if she doesn't make the shot, send her to Coach Young. I'll fix her footwork.
Listen, obviously I could send her to you. I love driving 2 hours to your house. I mean, I got to tell you, it's like driving to Atlantic City. I can't get enough of it. Let me go down there once a week. When I drove the Hoop Group, I wanted to kill myself. You remember the one day I lost my glasses there in the parking lot? I mean, Jesus Christ. It was just one thing after the next. Remember the day we went there and it was like a typhoon raining? And I ran out to my car and my glasses fell out of my pocket and I lost them. Someone drove over them. They were my favorite pair of glasses, too. They were like the ones I'd wear to watch TV and to go to a movie or to go to a game, and they're gone, long gone. That place is bad luck. I don't like that place. What is the deal with the Lakers? Because they suck, and they're not going anywhere. And I know they got Old Man River had a triple-double last night. They still lost to the Pistons. What is wrong with them? What is wrong with the Dubs? They're playing tomorrow against each other in San Francisco. They both suck.
Well, they both suck, and I'll be honest with you. I don't think even though they're sitting at 7th and 8th place, I don't know if either one of them makes the playoffs. Because if you think about it, right underneath them is San Antonio, Minnesota, Phoenix, Sacramento. I think all 4 of those teams are better than the Lakers and the Warriors. Listen, the Warriors have not been good since the start of the season. They've tried to switch things up, not working. When it comes to the Lakers, I mean, let's be honest here, folks. Who do they got? Besides their top 3, I'll give you Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Pumpkin, Hachimura, can't do it night in, night out. Connect will be good. Max Christie, Jackson Hayes, he's in the league. Gabe Vincent left the Heat. When you leave the Heat, you leave your game. Cam Reddish, because you might as well call him Cam Radish. Hood Shafino,
I like radishes.
He's stuck in the hood. I mean, so when you look at this team, Brian James has played 7 games too, by the way. But when you look at this team, they're not any good. And I'm going to say this. Does LeBron, if he wants a ring chase, say, I want out of LA? After he made them draft his son, does LeBron say, get me up out of here? Because I'll tell you right now, Pharrell, they're not making the playoffs. And if they make the playoffs, they're definitely not making it out of the first round.
Well, let's say they don't make the playoffs. I say he still plays this year out with the Lakers, and I am not certain that he plays next year. I think it's catching up to him. His body is getting beat up, and he's spending 2-3 hours a day in basically reflexology and therapy to get his body ready to play. Playing back-to-backs are killing him. I want to ask you about Hartenstein and Caruso. I thought that was a brilliant front office move to bring them on that young team. And then they gave Caruso a big deal the other day. And you already know Hartenstein's a badass. The Knicks couldn't pay him what the Thunder could. And he finally got his bag. But he's a badass, too. He knows how to foul, and he knows how to rip, and he knows how to finish. And he makes free throws.
5 points a game, the guy got $20 million. It's for his defense. Between him, Lou Dort, and Kason Wallace, they may have the best trio of guards defending in the NBA. And then you get Hartenstein with a rim protector and it showed the ability to score more. That has been a great story. We talked about it. And two other great stories really quick. Number one, the evolution of Tom Thibodeau. We need to give this guy credit because this team shares the ball as good of any Knicks team, ready, folks, since the early 70s. Go look it up. And coach of the year, folks, Jamal Mosley. He loses Banchero. He loses Franz. Then he loses Mo. And then he goes and he beats the Celtics at home. Jamal Mosley, coach of the year.